Hey guys, so I'm having to do this again. I shot this entire review in portrait mode. I don't want to put you through that, so I'm reshooting it. But this is my review of Future Quest number 6, Birdman. Sorry about that, but this it always reminds me of the old Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. But the reason why I started even reading Future Quest was because it was originally Space Ghost on the cover. It was originally a Space Ghost story. It was actually pretty good, very well written, a lot deeper than you would expect a series based off a Hanna-Barbera cartoon would be. So yeah, like at issue 5, it switched over to Birdman. I wasn't overly thrilled with that. I was kind of like, oh, Birdman, like how is this going to be interesting? But it was. It actually was really good. It was funny. It was very well written. Had a lot of good humor back and forth between Birdman and Avenger, his pet falcon. But in 5, there was a mud demon or god that was attacking a village. It turned out it was being mind controlled by Montauk. Well, you find out it's Montauk in this issue. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I mean it's really well written. Phil Hester is the writer on this, and Steve Rude is the artist, and they do a phenomenal job on everything. Again, it's very well written. So it starts off with a child Montauk in the principal's office. He drew a picture, and he's like, "Hey, I want everyone to be quiet." They're not being quiet, and she's like, "Look, I go by your class all the time. Kids are always, always being mindful." And he's like, "I hear what's in their head, not what they're saying, and it's awful. I want them to be quiet." So then he ends up like freaking out, and he kills the principal. So then it flashes forward to his cult that he has. And the point of this cult is he pulls gods down and tries to silence the world because he wants to get them out of his head. But after the last issue, issue 5, one of their members has gone missing. And so they're not able to perform the ritual that they want. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at this art. This is not Hanna-Barbera art. This is good quality stuff. I mean, you don't see stuff like this in some Marvel books. It's not perfect, but you can tell that Steve Rude is like knows what he's doing, and there's like some care and thought to what's going on here, and it shows. So anyway, they try this ritual. It doesn't, and they're not able to because of this missing member. So the missing member is now in Internation's custody. And Internation is like the shield of this universe. They're kind of like the spy organization or whatever. And, this woman has claimed to have a son with Birdman from before he was Birdman, back when he was Ray Randall. Great like mid 70s, 60s, 70s superhero name, when everyone, your Peter Parkers, everyone had the same, same letter, first and last name. So anyway, Ray Randall, which kind of gathering the backstory, Ray Randall was a member of Internation, set out to Cairo to get a group that was stealing ancient artifacts. While there, he was kind of blessed with the essence of Ra, with sun and light and everything, and then he became Birdman. So she's claiming that she has his son, and they're wanting to take her into custody, and Birdman's like, look, hey, I gotta do this. You know, if this is my kid, I gotta see what's up. So then he leaves. So it turns out, you know, and Ray doesn't remember a lot before he became Birdman. Originally, he he was just an agent, but he doesn't really remember that, and he's trying to figure out why, and that's one of the reasons why he went with this woman, because she says she knows him before he was Birdman, so he wants to see if he can get some information out of her, and he's trying to figure out why he forgets, or why he forgot, and she makes this good analogy. She said, "You changed, absorbing the essence of Ra was like dropping a block of ice in a full cup. What was there spilled out and dried up." So it's kind of like a good analogy of why he forgot. I mean, yeah, if you put the essence of Ra in, and the rest of him kind of had to go somewhere, so he just became almost like an empty hero. But then you see the boy was in a coma. He apparently had a brain tumor. It was operated on, but then the operation pretty much destroyed the rest of his brain, put him in a coma. And again, this is where it gets deep. This is not a Hanna-Barbera Saturday morning cartoon. Birdman's gonna face off and shoot some laser beams out of his gauntlets or whatever. This is deep. So again, look how good this looks. Again, Marvel books don't look this good. This is, now granted, this is DC, but this is a licensed property book, and it looks and is written great. So the boy's in a coma, and she's asking him, she's like, dive into the darkest parts of his brain and drive out the darkness with your light. So he does. He lights up the room. He's able to drive him out, and the boy wakes up, but only for a minute. And then he goes right back, and he says, I tried. I saw what you said, the dark places. I let my light into them. I gave it everything I had, but it wasn't enough. And look how upset he is. He puts his mask back on, almost as if he was ashamed. He didn't have his mask on. Now he does. Now, granted, it could have just been because it's a plot point, because Montauk shows up and a fight ensues. But it's almost like, again, he was shamed that he wasn't able to successfully bring this child back, his child, and it kind of messed with him. There's more. There's a little bit of a twist at the end. I'm not going to show it. I definitely recommend it. If you're light on a week, pick up Future Quest. If your comic shop has it, Hanna-Barbera might not be for everybody, but I definitely like it. I'd recommend it. Again, it's not kind of like your Saturday morning cartoon Hanna-Barbera. But let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe over here. Watch some more videos. Let me know what you think. See you next time.